And good morning. It's a nice, cool morning. 66 as you're waking up. It won't stay that way for long as we climb to 93 for a high. Whew. We got details on the forecast of when it will eventually cool off and be a little bit better for all of us. We're looking forward to that. Warm weather. I was hoping we could get to some of that 80-degree stuff now, but it doesn't look that way, does it? Lots to talk about. Don't forget, we've got an accident downtown Meridian. If you're getting up and you travel 26th Avenue, that will be the area from the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department up to the Meridian Public Library. The tunnel area, as you near where the library is an overturned 18-wheeler this morning, blocking the lanes of travel. So at 6th and at 7th Street, it's blocked off there by First Baptist. They've got to bring in, I believe, Simmons is en route to pick up the rig and have it flipped back over. It was hauling scrap iron. Somehow and over his overturned. I do not believe the driver was injured at all. He was able to get out. A mess it is, though. So keep that in your travel plans as you wake up and move forward today. If you travel that area on the way to work, take another route, go around that so you won't get in the congestion there. All right, we'll talk about what's going on in headlines and other places as we see Idell is up. Good morning. Rusty joins us. Diane, Karina, so many of you. We're glad to see each and every one of you. Let's get a good message, and then we'll be back with some headlines here at the Scotty Ray Report.
One of the joys I have this year is helping coach the Lamar Pee Wee football team. Man, it's a great bunch of 10 to 12-year-old boys, and I work with the offensive and defensive linemen. Now, last week, the day after we had played a game, the coaches decided to just let the boys have some fun on the practice field that day. And so 2 captains were chosen, and the 2 captains then drafted players to join their team, and we had a big old game of 2-hand touch football. Man, it was great. But at one point, some conflict arose. The team with the ball said the play coming up was 4th down, but the team on defense said, no, the last play was 4th down, and now it's a turnover on downs. It's our ball, they said. Well, the argument just kept growing. Each side getting more and more heated that they were right, and so finally, I stepped in and said, look, since we can't agree on who's right, we're just going to flip for it. I didn't have a coin, but I did have my phone, and so right there on the field, I said, this side is heads, this side is tails, and whoever calls it, their side wins this argument, and it's their ball. And so I flipped my phone right there on the grass. The defense ended up winning the toss and the argument, and so conflict was over. Sometimes in life, especially in inconsequential matters, the best way to resolve conflict is to just flip a coin. That's not man's advice. God actually gives that advice in Proverbs 18:18. He said, a lot puts an end to quarrels and decides between powerful contenders. Now, a lot back in Bible times basically had the same function as flipping a coin today. It was a way to settle a debate or a dispute. They would cast a lot, trusting in God's providence to settle the answer by how the lot fell. Now, we certainly don't want to flip a coin for serious things, but when it comes to menial things, like who gets the ball at kickoff this Saturday, just flip a coin and move on. Go on to bigger and more important things. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, we'll have Brother Ben come in with us. It will be exactly 2 years next week that we've been doing that with him. A great partnership, and we certainly appreciate the church being with us each and every day. Can you believe that 2 years has flown by?
We just did a year one with
Yeah. Seems just like a year, didn't it? Yeah. 2 years. So we certainly thank Collinsville First Baptist being a part of what we do every day, of bringing that to your homes and wherever you may be. But we'll talk to Brother Ben next week as we welcome them in to talk about that. I'm not so sure I believe this headline that is out there this morning. The Postmaster General, he is the guy that Trump put into office. He is arguing that they won't have any trouble with mail-in ballots. Let me start by being local that I just got back a Christmas card last month that I mailed last November. Do I constantly have bills lost all the time? Let me think. Did we have a problem in Meridian with checks being stolen from the mail? We did. No, I don't believe that. And I don't believe any American should believe that. It's all trying to satisfy us what that headline is all about. 8 firefighters. We've had this happen in Meridian some years ago, and it was a tragic loss for Meridian. As we look at this, not the same. They were injured in this incident. As we look at California, where a fire truck returning from a phone call took a curve, it flipped over. 8 of the firefighters were injured. Again, this is in California. They're going to be okay. Thank heavens on that. Could be tragic. You know how people in fire trucks, they're easy in, out. They're going to be all right. That's good news there. The Supreme Court, we mentioned this earlier in the week that someone had sent threats to the Supreme Court. They arrested someone. We now found out that it was a man from Alaska. I think he needed a pen pal. A little too cold up there. He's been arrested, and you don't threaten Supreme Court justices. He threatened them and their family. He will get some charges over this. Now, I don't understand this. Wait a minute, let me back up and maybe not understand, but hard to believe, but I know it has happened. Your pets. How many times have you heard of a pet getting lost and making its way back to you? Yellowstone, a kitty cat was lost. They had to leave. It got away from them when they were on vacation. Some 900 miles away, the cat turns up back at home. We've heard of puppy dogs making their way, being lost and making it way back home. I don't know the answer to that. It's truly amazing if the cat did travel 900 miles back home. I don't have the answer for it. I truly don't. But I have heard of it many, many times. Let's see here. I didn't even realize this was still rolling, but I guess so. Survivor. Y'all remember that show that started years ago? They're up to Survivor 47. And it looks like the first man off was the podcaster, and he was also the speechwriter for Obama. He's been cast off the island. Guess he's got a speech to write, doesn't he? And y'all have to help me here because the modern country music, we'll ask Greg when he gets, I'm sure he knows more than me. Zach Bryan, anybody know him, a country singer? I'm not familiar with the guy. Now, again, he could be a mega superstar in today's world of I drink beer and want to sit on a tailgate. I have no meaning to my song. He could be. But he made the mistake this week of running down Taylor Swift on X, on Twitter. Her fans did not appreciate it. He's been apologizing all week long, trying to get out of the trouble that he started. It's just best to, if you can't say something good, don't say nothing at all. Remember that old saying? But again, I'm not sure of who he might be. Do you remember the wrestling guy that was always in charge of the Wrestling Federation, Vince Mahoney? Y'all know who I'm talking about? McMahon, is that how you put it? It looks like Mahoney, but it's McMahon. He's in all kinds of trouble, as they also say that he's involved in a sex scandal. Not looking good on his behalf. He's the CEO of that company. Boy, we'll see if that becomes true or not. A lot of that going on. Still Diddy, the case with that. There are videos and more stuff popping out every day. They claim, and again, we can't put 100% behind it, but the thought is that he's been placed on suicide watch. Makes you wonder there. If you're just dying to see Stevie Wonder, he's going to be doing a U.S. tour leading up to the presidential election. I think he wants you to vote for Kamala. He'll be doing some shows. Yeah, he does. Stevie Wonder. I've never really thought of this, but I guess it is something. Babe Ruth, now that pops out to me. If you have a ball from Babe Ruth, it's worth quite a bit of a fortune. And I can't even pronounce this guy's name. But he has hit his 50th home run, and his name is, I'll just try it, Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I can't say it. I truly can't. It's not in my Southern English. But he plays for the L.A. Dodgers. They were playing Miami, hit his 50th, and they're saying that the ball that was caught could be worth $500,000, anywhere from $350,000 to $500,000 for a ball. No wonder people fight over those in those ballparks. I didn't realize that those were that big of a deal. 50th home run and 50 stolen bases in a single season is what makes the ball valuable. Maybe that's your kind of thing. We do see that a hiker was injured by a bear in the Glacier National Park. Bears are serious, y'all. How many stories have we had, Odie, in the last 3 weeks involving bears?
We've had quite a few.
Had a son save his dad that was on a bear trip. And y'all be careful with that. We're going to be right back as we'll get this. The 50-50 club, as Jamie put it. That is it. But that's an expensive baseball. And whoever could have caught it, from what I read, didn't bring a glove to the game, and it went right through their fingers, and the person behind them caught it. That'll make you stay up late at night. It will. We'll be right back with your forecast. Good morning.
There's something special about autumn and Al's Garden and Gift. There's no better place to pick up beautiful mums, snapdragons, and pumpkins. Fall in love with pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Hay bales, corn stalks, homemade wreaths, flags, and unique pottery waterfalls will add extra appeal to an entrance or outdoor space. Tailgating festivities are fun with Captain Rodney's, Grumpy Man, Redneck Gourmet Sauces, salsa, jellies, cheese straws, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
2024 Kia Sportages have rates as low as 0.9%. The 2024 Kia Sorento has interest rates as low as 0.9%. We've got 2024 Kia Fortes for as low as $349 a month. $349 a month. Come see us at Kia of Meridian.
Jamie may have said it best. Stay out of the bear's woods. That's the way they look at it. You're kind of trespassing when you mess with them.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we get into our forecast this morning, here's our record high. Back in 1925, it was 99 today. We'll go back a few years even before that to get that record low of 42 in the year of 1889. That's been a spell ago, hasn't it? It has, without a doubt. What's the forecast for today as we look at this? We should see somewhere between 92 to 93. And again, this will be a hairline depending upon where you live. As we go north, it should be about the same in Columbus, the Air Force Base, across Bulldog Country and back over down the Mississippi River down to Natchez. We may see 91 there. Maybe. I wouldn't bet the farm on that. As we go east, we'll go into Demopolis at 92 around the Livingston area. And even up to Birmingham, we'll see 90. Over to Auburn, about 88 there. That War Eagle country. As we look at this across the U.S., about the same. A little bit warmer there in South Texas. It's all out to the northwest, out in those western states. Mississippi holding steady. Here's our 7-day forecast as we'll see this weekend a little bit warmer than average. 93 today, 94 tomorrow. And we'll even see 92 as we head to church on Sunday. And it'll calm down a little bit. No rain chances. A beautiful day. There's lots of events going on this weekend that you can enjoy. As we look forward to the next week, we go back to work on Monday, still warm at 92, and we start to see the temperatures drop Wednesday a hair, and then by Thursday we see difference. 84 forecasted for next Thursday with that 20% chance of showers in the forecast. Now as we move forward, Friday, a week from today, we finally start to see some 70-degree weather. 78 forecasted from a week from today with a 60% chance of that wet stuff. And we'll keep the upper 70s, low 80s there until the 1st of October. And look at that, 81, 80, sunshine. Oh, October is looking good. Gives us almost a break, doesn't it? I almost look forward to this. It's going to be nice as we move toward that. Sheila, good morning. Glad you are up with us. Here's that fishing forecast. Anybody going today? A major time to go will be this afternoon around 3 o'clock until 5. 3 to 5. Mark it down as a great time to be on the creek bank somewhere, on that pond dam. Getting a good fishing there. You got a minor time after dark, 8 to 10. Just try it there about 4 o'clock forward. You should be pretty good there. Now, here's what we're watching. As we look out to the Atlantic, 2 systems there at a 30% chance. We're looking at this. Where will this go? It is unknown at this time. It's a 40% chance that this could turn into something more and make its way into the Gulf. We're watching, all eyes on this. Most of the models that we're seeing, and again, this all changes, shows this if it develops moving to the northeast for the most part into Florida. There is no guarantee of that at this point, but that's just what the forecast models right now indicate. Again, all of that is up in the air. Mother Nature changes daily. It hasn't developed yet, but we put Florida and Georgia and Alabama line there on alert to be watching. All that's to be determined midweek next week if it becomes an actual storm. It's leaning heavily of becoming one, making its way to 40% at this point. Let's go back and grab radar and show what we've got this morning when it comes to that, so you'll know what we've got shaping as we pull up Honda Meridian radar there. Nice across the state of Mississippi. We do go in the northern portion of the state. We get up here by Corinth. We got on Highway 72 a lot of fog, and then over at Tunica, as you go into West Memphis, those areas there, a lot of fog there. Be careful with that traffic in that area. Over in Little Rock area, look at this. We've got heat advisories out to our northwest there. As we back down and take a look at all that. As we back out, again, this has not developed yet. We're watching this right here. We've got a little bit of these turning these two that are floating out here. Nothing to worry about. We'll be watching the Gulf before long. We do have some fog also popping up around Huntsville, Gadsden, if you're traveling that direction this morning. And if you're going to be, as usual, going into the Carolinas, Knoxville, Hickory, Asheville, those areas have a lot of fog this morning. Be extra, extra careful. All calm in the great state of Mississippi as we go back to take a look at Mississippi, Alabama. Can't complain about that at all. Again, we'll have the complete forecast. We'll be watching this carefully. We've got everybody lining up. Greg, has she already parked before we?
Looked like she come in for a landing.
She has already. Her broom is here, and I guess she's doing her hair in the back. We'll see. It all gets underway this morning at 7 o'clock. Won't you join us? That girl is back off for another vacation. Wow.
How much paid time off does she get?
It's
from
tons,
here?
Greg.
I want to me and Odie's got to talk about our contract.
Contract renegotiations.
I mean, we're going to be like AT&T. Odie's already making the picket signs.
Everybody's going on strike.
Yeah.
That girl getting too many favors.
Yeah.
It gets underway at 7 o'clock. Won't you join us? Bring a cup of coffee. We're going to get some. You got an egg or two, that wouldn't hurt either. We sort of like those as well. Boy, yeah, I could go for some eggs. We'll be right back at the top of the hour.